The year was 2014. The UN was running its year of solidarity with the Palestinian people, Russia invades Ukraine, starting the Russo-Ukrainian War, and a plane disappears off the face of the earth. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter was released that same year, a game from Polish developers with names I cannot pronounce. It was incredibly high fidelity for its time, and still holds up today. The game is set in a sleepy estate in the Polish mountains by a river, and features a horror adventure in an open world. The world was created with photogrammetry, a technique of taking as many photos as possible of an object from all angles to reconstruct it in 3D software. You can see the results yourself. Nowadays, just about any computer made in the last decade can run this game well, and the results are stunning. It's a real far cry from anything released nowadays. But I didn't dredge this game up from the catacombs just to talk about its graphical fidelity. This game has a story that not many people will enjoy due to its length, gameplay, and perhaps, most of all, its open-ended plot. We follow our main character, Paul Prospero, as he arrives in Red Creek Valley following letters from Ethan Carter.
When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. If you're a kid like Ethan, you're right. Plenty do. Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail. But soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see. Ethan could have drawn a map. I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me.
As he makes his way towards the dam, he finds a corpse of what is presumed to be a family member of Ethan. It's soon clear that the place is empty, and Ethan is nowhere to be found.
No trains have been through here for a long time. That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that.
We find more of Ethan's family, and learn through the most basic of puzzle solving that they were trying to kill him. Why is that an integral part of the puzzle? Because he messed with the wrong mafia ghost or something who loves nothing more than to mind control and corrupt the family into killing each other.
Working him up, giving him to the sleeper, forever.
We can destroy it. I know how.
You can't destroy it, Ethan. You can't destroy time. And that's what he is. He is forever.
I'm sick too. I can feel the sleeper in my head.
Then fight it. I have to destroy the room.
Corvus, I'm sorry. Ethan,
Oh no.
I can't let you do that.
They all die horrifically, and we find Ethan locked in the basement of the burned-down Vandergriff house waiting for us.
Ethan, wake up. Well, kid, you stopped it. It was horrible, but you stopped it.
Paul Prospero? Are you really
I'm
here?
sorry, Ethan. I was late. Too late.
You're right. You were too late.
Here. Again. I knew this story, and it was Ethan's as much as it was mine. And it wasn't finished. Not yet.
Curiously, however, there is some confusion as both of you two meet, and Ethan asks if he's created you by dreaming about you. This is where the game's plot twists, as it's revealed to you that you most likely aren't real, and have been created by Ethan to find him. You see, around the many shoddy buildings, roiling waves, and dark mines, there are a lot of clocks that keep track of the time, and they're always stuck at 7 PM on one side and 7:04 on the other. Where you will find Ethan, you will see that he has left you a drawing of the entire map, with 5 different stories you need to experience before you can see the ending. These are different from the deaths, as these are sort of his imagination coming to life. These stories shed some light into Ethan's imagination and life, from his asshole brother to his moonshiner uncle who probably gets drunk all day. You also find snippets of the real events that influenced his imagination, from his grandma dying in a house fire that his grandfather blames himself for in the story called Sap, to the self-doubt about his worth to his mom in the witch house story. At the very end, after all of the trials and tribulations, the final cutscene reveals what happens. Turns out, he had been staying out late writing and drawing in the old abandoned estate, and his family went out to look for him.
Hey, Ma, he's in here.
Honey, be careful with that lamp.
Damn, the hell's wrong with your kid? Painting on walls, writing his stories. I mean, what the fuck?
Ethan! For God's sake, you missed dinner.
I'm sorry. I've been working on a story all day. How long have I been out
The
here?
Adventures of Paul Prospero, supernatural detective. Where do you get this stuff?
The family chastises him. His uncle and brother casually drop a couple F-slurs before his mother accidentally drops a lantern, and he's dead within 5 minutes.
Travis, let's go. Come on.
Ethan, you're a fucking...
Travis, stop it!
Shit! Shit!
Everyone, go! Get out!
Get out! The smoke, it's toxic!
In the ensuing ruckus, Ethan is trapped in the basement as his family tries to fight the flames and rescue him, and he spends his final few minutes thinking of a final story where his family dies horrific deaths and a cool noir detective rescues him before he dies of asphyxiation via smoke inhalation. Pretty gnarly stuff, and he's not exactly the golden boy if he spends his last moments thinking of his family dying as horribly as possible, but there's something to be said about whether Ethan felt that he had been targeted and that his untimely demise was a result of his family's hate towards him, when the game does show that they try their darndest to rescue the lad when it comes down to it.
I wrote about you, but I don't know if I created you.
You made me real.
I can't go yet. I have to finish my story about you. I wrote stories about everyone.
I know you did. But my story's done. And it's a fine story.
I can let go?
You can let go.
What happens then?
Another story, kid. What else?
If this video was up to me, and it bloody well is, I'd say that Ethan had a not entirely unjustified wariness of his family. That was exacerbated by the fact that he was currently suffocating in a dingy underground storehouse. His family does care for him, as evident by his mother's notes to him and the fact they look for him for dinner at all. It's a game that's boring to play, interesting to watch, and not entirely crushing to think about from time to time. And if you're a fan of Polish mountains and rivers, it looks pretty good too. Really makes you think. 2014. Outlast came out that year. Crazy to think about.